Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. This is going to be a fun show. Is Jalin Hyatt the fastest man in the NFL? Joe Milton tried to tell us he was. We're going to find out because my understanding, and we'll get into this article, Jalin Hyatt hit 24 miles per hour. And I actually had a few people send me comments about it, and I've looked into it, and this is pretty interesting. I thought I'd do a show on it. It says, Giants rookie wide receiver Jalin Hyatt claims that he broke Tyreek Hill's NFL speed record during training camp. And this was a Art Stapleton Twitter account. It says, I was interviewing New York Giants rookie Jalin Hyatt when Daniel Jones walked by. He said, ask him if he hit 24 miles per hour today, Jones joked. And he said, so I did. Hyatt didn't know yet, he said, today, but told me the team GPS has tracked him as fast as 24 miles per hour a few times so far in camp. Said, to put that number in perspective, Usain Bolt's top speed was 27.8 miles per hour. Said Hyatt's would be the fastest player in NFL history. Tyreek Hill was recorded at a top speed of 23.24 in 2016. That was the fastest speed of all time. Said if Hyatt really hit 24, he would take that top spot. He said, however, he did not have pads on, I'm assuming, so he's got to be able to do that with pads on. He said, either way, he looks great early. And here we can kind of watch. I guess they just recorded that on Hyatt. But I'm hearing nothing but good things about Jalin Hyatt, that he is just kind of looking fantastic. And his speed is very, very real. And Joe Milton tried to tell everybody that he's the fastest guy. And realize this was back in May. This was back about 5-6 weeks ago. He said, Joe Milton says Jalin Hyatt is the NFL's new fastest wide receiver. And Joe Milton said, all I can say is Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are not the fastest in the NFL anymore. Milton said Tuesday morning during an appearance on NFL Network's Good Morning Football. He said that guy is running. Of course, last season, talked about Hyatt, all these records, and of course he won the Blitnikoff Award. Said Milton said Giants are getting more than just a speed guy. They're getting a guy that can catch, run routes. He said we put an emphasis on that. The guy can actually run routes. He understands football. What the coaches want, he's just going to bring it to the table, and other than that, he's just going to run. He's going to catch it. And why this is so important, a lot of people think, well, Jalin Hyatt was a part of Heupel's offensive system. That's why he was constantly getting wide open. Well, the other part of it was he's extremely fast, and it turns out he may be the fastest guy in the NFL. And if he hit 24 miles per hour at top speed, then he is. If he's anywhere close to that, he's in the top 5. And I wouldn't be a bit shocked by that. I mean, you saw all the plays and how much faster he was against, for example, Alabama's cornerbacks. Those are all 5 stars. Those guys have incredible speed. And he just went right by them. And sometimes they were confused, but a lot of times it was just his pure speed was too much for him. So this could be great for us. If he plays really well in the NFL, that's going to eliminate that excuse that these players are a part of Heupel's system. That's why they're so successful. If he goes up in the NFL and starts scoring touchdowns and running past those cornerbacks, that's going to be a huge boost for Heupel's recruiting and Tennessee's recruiting, because those wide receivers are going to go, oh my gosh, look what he did for the 4-star. What's a 5-star going to do in Heupel's offense? And it will no longer be, oh, well, you know, if you're playing for the Vols, you might get drafted 2nd and 3rd round instead of 1st round because everybody's going to assume it's a system. No, they're going to know, you know, Hyatt was the real deal. It's just he was put in an offensive system where he could shine. And that's what I think is happening with a lot of these players. I think we've got some good quality players. It's just Heupel's system's so good that it lets you shine. And then you build confidence because you start having success. And the more successful you are, the more confidence you get. And confidence is very important in sports, especially at a position like quarterback or wide receiver, which are high-skilled positions. Throwing the ball accurately, especially when somebody's running a 4.4 40 and hitting that guy dead on, is really difficult to do. Running as fast as you possibly can and catching a missile like these guys do with that much pressure on you, you've got to not only be skilled, but you've got to have very high confidence. And that's what Jalin Hyatt had. I'm telling you, the guy believes in himself big time. I think Heupel builds that in his players. He puts them in a position to succeed. They succeed. They start believing in themselves, and then they start doing things they never thought they could do. And then that changes the whole game for them. I cannot emphasize enough how important confidence is to the development of a player. And what he's doing there, if you're a recruit out there and you want to hit your absolute top level, you need to be working with Josh Heupel.
Message!
Because he's going to take you to that next level. Look, he's done it everywhere he's been. And he's doing it big time here in Knoxville. I'm telling you, it's Miramar. You can just feel it. It's like you got a secret, and people are about to find out about it, and they're starting to.
The elite, best of the best. We'll make it better.
So anyway, I know I'm very positive about the Vols, but I have a very good reason to feel that way. And I can see it. I can just see it. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's me know to continue to cover the Vols. If you've not subscribed, it's on your right, my left. Just hit that little button. I'd appreciate it. And right over here's the most recent video. Be sure to check that out. YouTube thinks you'll love it. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.